You're listening to a Frequency Podcast Network production.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Welcome to Thursday. My name is Brock.
I'm Dalby.
So the Cleveland Browns announced that Dylan Gabriel will be their starting quarterback this weekend, making him the 41st quarterback in franchise history since 1999.
41? That's so many people to all have the same job.
The Browns go through quarterbacks like water, but, you know, everyone's making fun of them. As a Toronto Maple Leafs fan, it got me curious. How many goalies have we gone through since 1999?
Oh, that's true. Because, there's that one Cleveland Browns fan that's been adding names to the back of his jersey.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of brought that to the forefront. When that went viral, people have been paying attention. But what would the Leafs jersey look like?
I've gone through the history from 1999 up until last season. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Curtis Joseph, Glenn Healy, Corey Schwab, Tom Barrasso, Ed Belfour, Trevor Kidd, Michael Telquist, J.S. O'Ban, member Andrew Raycroft, Scott Clemenson, Martin Gerber was on the Leafs for a hot second.
Oh my God.
Vesa Toskala, kill me now. Jonas Gustafsson, Justin Pogge, J.S. Shiger had a stint on the Leafs too.
That's right.
Joey McDonald, James Reimer, Ben Scrivens, Jonathan Bernier, Drew McIntyre, Garrett Sparks, Frederick Anderson, Jonas Enroth, Antoine Bobo, Curtis McElhenney, Calvin Pickard, Michael Hutchinson, Jack Campbell, that's sad, David Rittich, Peter Mrazek, Eric Dahlgren, Joseph Wall, Ilya Samsonov, Matt Murray, Martin Jones, Jed Alexander, the kid who was the E-Bug, we could count on him.
Sure.
Dennis Hildeby, and of course, Anthony Stolars, bringing it into 38 goaltenders since 1999.
38 goaltenders, and the craziest part is every single one of them was going to take this franchise to the promised land, baby.
Dude, I have at least 4 of their jerseys.
So many names on that list. I can remember Leaf fans being like, well, now that our goaltending is shored up, we're surely going to win the Stanley Cup.
That is such a depressing trip down memory lane. It feels like reminiscing about your exes of what could have been or what happened. Well, we know what happened. Nothing.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Odds are, if you're listening to this show, you know what an alarm sounds like. We set them on our phones, our clocks, what have you. But the folks at the Holiday Inn are trying something different in some of their Australian hotels. Scent-based breakfast alarm clocks.
So what? It's just going to smell like bacon and eggs?
Yeah, basically, they've got rid of the beeps, they've got rid of the buzzers, and they've got little, scent modules built into these little clocks here.
Okay.
You can kind of see it in this picture.
Yeah.
And basically, you set the time for the alarm just like any other, and it uses the infusions of these scent bottles to give what they call sweet and savory smells of breakfast.
I kind of don't hate that. I mean, you ever been at the cottage or something and been hungover and smell the bacon and you're like, I could get up right now.
Waking up to the smell of fresh bacon and eggs or sausage or what have you is an elite way of waking up. All I'm saying is if I have to be somewhere, I don't think I trust smell to get me out of bed.
What if it's a nasty smell?
See, now we're talking. You and I, same wavelength on this, because I'm like, if I start dreaming about bacon and eggs, I'm flat out. But if all of a sudden my Holiday Inn Express suite smells like a hot fart, I might come to for that.
The alarm would be great too, just a big...
Right? Yeah.
You're just like, oh, dude, you want to get out of the area, right?
Tough if you're sharing a bed with a partner and you're not sure if the alarm went off.
I'll tell you from experience, I've done it to the person who sleeps next to me. I've woken them up.
For you, at least, you could be like, no, babe, that wasn't me. I must have set an early alarm.
Hell, sometimes my dog sleeps with his ass on my pillow, and I'm like,
Yeah, that's what we need. Listen, I get what you're going for with the sweet and savory breakfast scents to try and lull someone awake, but let me know when your alarm clock has hot dog fart, and then we'll talk.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
We were talking about Holiday Inn and how they're doing this weird thing with their alarm clocks right now, making scented alarm clocks.
Yeah, they've got coffee, bacon, and blueberry muffin in Australia to wake up guests.
Renee, what smell do you think would work best for an alarm clock?
I think you should get an alarm smell that's like smelling salts so you can wake up feeling like Ric Flair every morning.
Just straight ammonia to the brain first thing?
Give me 2 claps and a Ric Flair. Woo!
Have you ever tried those smelling salt things before?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
I actually never have.
I'll say this. You probably don't need to.
My dad's friend used to work for the Hamilton Bulldogs when they were like the AHL team, and we used to sneak on the bench after and grab a bunch of those things. And you'd crack them and they instantly turn red, and you sniff it just straight to the dome. Like, I understand why all these guys fight through their concussions in the NFL.
There's something about the idea of a childhood Brock just cracking dozens of smelling salts that explains a lot for today.
Dude, me and my buddy took a bunch of them home and went to like my buddy's place, and his brother was sleeping on the couch.
Yeah.
We popped one under his nose. I've never seen someone get off a couch so fast.
I bet he popped out of bed real quick.
Oh, yeah, dude. If you got kids that won't get out of bed for school in the morning, you can go to Sport Check and get smelling salts right now. It's like $19.
You can. You shouldn't.
It's not illegal.
Let's just be clear. Not everything legal is okay.
If you want your kid to graduate high school, I'm telling you, go to Sport Check. $19. Save their life. Save their education.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
I saw this yesterday. Canada's fertility rate hit an all-time low with women averaging 1.25 children.
Wow, that is pretty low. Yeah, I mean, there are definitely countries I've seen that are worse than us, but I also get, like, everything's so expensive. Having a kid is a commitment.
It was very ironic. I saw that stat online, and then I scrolled for 2 more seconds, and then I saw rapper Jay Fizzle now has 31 kids.
Sorry, 31?
With 3 more on the way.
Grand total 34 kids?
I have no idea who this guy is, but apparently back in January of 2024, he had 22 children, meaning he's added 9 since then.
Productive year.
This guy couldn't back out of a driveway. Like, oh. Now check it out. The stats get even crazier. This Jay Fizzle guy, gonna have 34 kids in total soon, shares his children with 26 different women.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Despite staying single, he says he will never get married. He says he's upfront about everything and has even hosted group conversations with the mothers about co-parenting together.
Well, yeah, it's called a support group, brother. It's called a class action lawsuit at this point. You got enough people on board for their own Royal Rumble.
What's that first date like? Like, do you have any kids? And he's like, I got a few.
He goes, yeah, you want to see pictures? And drops out the longest fold-out wallet you've ever seen.
Is this guy trying to put it together a 52-man roster for a football team?
He's already got the offense. Now he's working on the defense.
What's the child support like on that?
I mean, that's the thing, right? Is child support is supposed to be based on a percentage of income and then split amongst the litigants, I guess. At this point, if he's not making Beyonce money, he probably doesn't have to pay more than $100 a kid.
I mean, he's a rapper, but clearly can't wrap it up.
Also, he's a rapper who neither you nor I, both rap fans and working in pop culture, have ever heard of.
He's got more kids than he does hit songs.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
We're trying to see if anyone can even get close to Jay Fizzle's 34 kids. Cher, what's the stats reaching up in your family?
It was actually my grandmother. She had 12 children that survived 15 pregnancies. As a kid, none of my aunts and uncles got along. So, I don't know, I think last count I had 63 cousins. That was first cousins. I don't know what second and third are.
Your Ancestry.com must just look crazy.
Instead of a family tree, it's those fireworks that blow up in all different directions.
Yeah.
Apparently a lot of cold winters.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
That's such a great way to describe it, because there wasn't a time where you just had kids, because what else were you going to do?
We've got Randy on the phone. All right, Cher just said 12. Can you beat that?
Well,
Well, my one aunt had 17 kids.
Oh my God.
Oh, yeah. Well, she had a couple sets of triplets and I think 3 sets of twins. It got to the point where, believe it or not, she had grandchildren that were older than her children.
Because her oldest were already starting to cycle through?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. You know, going back to Cher there for a second, it's interesting that she said that none of the siblings got along.
Oh, God, what a nightmare.
I mean, I have one sibling.
Right.
And our relationship has been very strained over the years at times.
Oh, sure, sibling
I can't
rivalry.
imagine having 12 or 17 siblings, man.
I think, honestly, the most surprising thing is 17 kids or 12 kids and all having beef is like, I feel like if you're the oldest of 12 or 17, you wouldn't even know the youngest. Like, you wouldn't interact. You wouldn't see them around the hallways.
It's like those coworkers that you see sometime, but you don't even know their name.
We work with people that, like, if you put them in a police lineup from this building we've been in for years, I would be like, oh, that's, we had lunch one time.
Honestly, having that many kids is like having coworkers, because I feel like back in the day, you could have your 12, 15, 16 kids.
Right.
Because you needed them to work on the farm or whatever it is.
Right. They would work the land, or you'd send them off. They would be bringing in money for the family. And nowadays, we're just filling houses for fun.
Yeah, now if someone's having that many kids like a Jay Fizzle in this world, you're like, stop, please.
No one asked for this. Please. We hit 8 billion. We're good.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Hey, my husband has 9 kids in his family, and 2 brothers are less than a year apart.
Less than a year is wild. Talk about getting back on the horse.
I was going to say, and I didn't want to say this on the radio, but it's really weird to look back and be like, my mom really liked getting it on, you know? That's the weirdest part about having that many kids, is when you're a sibling, you look around and you're like, God damn, my dad's a jackrabbit.
Well, for 1 month out of the year, the guys are the same age. So, yeah, without being twins is not cool.
Actually, a whole nother perspective. Sounds like everybody had more of a healthy sex life back in the day than they do now.
I think that's fair. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, these days are just too bloody tired to get it on.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
If you've been watching the Wild Card series, you may have noticed that on Game 1, Jazz Chisholm on the Yankees was benched. He did not play.
Right.
Very controversial. Of course, the Yankees end up losing. He played yesterday, and, man, I mean, he ended up being a huge part of that win last night. And post-game, they asked him, what did he do to kind of cool down after being benched from Game 1?
How did you get over that, though? Was it home last night, or what helped you get through that?
I played MLB The Show, and I mercy ruled someone. That's how I get my stress off.
We're gonna go.
It's just true.
So he went home that night and just played Xbox or PlayStation, just ripped some Red Sox fan apart.
Just pulled out the video games, and again, mercy ruled. Not even like, I went home and relaxed with some video games. It's like, no, I went home and I crushed a child in baseball.
I mean, I have 100% done that when the Leafs have lost in the playoffs. I've gone on like NHL and just put a clinic on the Florida Panthers last year.
That's the thing, man. People always talk about like, the Leafs haven't won since 1967. For as long as EA's been making games, Leaf fans have been experiencing championship wins for years.
We're a dynasty on my Xbox, I'll tell you that right now. The crazy part with MLB The Show, though, is if Major League Baseball players are playing, you'll know that you're playing against one. They have a specific like little icon there.
Oh, so like they find out these ball players' accounts and they label them.
It says like Real 99 or something like that. So
that's really cool.
If he was playing against the Red Sox, there's some guy in Boston who's absolutely just double pissed now.
Right, yeah. He got to watch his team win and then went home and got mercy ruled by an actual Yankee.
And then watched Jazz Chisholm just put on a clinic last night.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Big news from Wheel of Fortune, one of the longest running game shows in television history. Is a woman won $1 million the other day.
Oh, really?
$1 million? Yeah, got to the final round, where the one contestant who made the most money during the game gets to play by themselves. and they take like a little wedge off, and you don't reveal what the prize is unless she solves the puzzle. She solved it. It was Pack of Coyotes, and Ryan Seacrest, who also, by the way, Ryan Seacrest is hosting.
I didn't even know he was hosting.
Had no idea. Flips the little card around, $1 million.
It's funny because I saw someone won $1 million on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, which I didn't know that was a show either. So.
Yeah, that one's like in syndication. It used to be like the biggest cultural show of its time. Millionaire. People would gather around to watch every new episode of Millionaire. And now it's just on like the game show network.
I haven't stayed home from school sick in a long time, so I haven't watched any game shows.
Missing all the big ones. I think I would do well on Wheel of Fortune. I've always watched it and thought that's a show that I could probably make some money on.
I don't know. I even had trouble filling out my own Mad Libs as a kid, so I don't think I'd fare out too well on it.
When I was younger, on CBC, it used to be in Alberta, at least when I was growing up, you would watch Wheel of Fortune, and then Jeopardy was on after that, and then right after that block was The Simpsons. That's where you'd watch Simpsons every day. And I grew up thinking that I was going to be on one or the other. And I don't think I told you this. I actually took the entry quiz for Jeopardy last summer.
Oh, yeah?
I'm not going to be on Jeopardy. I like to think that I'm a pretty smart guy, like trivia-wise. I have never felt dumber in my life.
That's the thing with these game shows. You can sit and watch them at home and be like, I could do this. I don't know, man. When the pressure's on, I don't know if there's a game show that I could win.
I'll tell you right now, and I don't know that I would win it, but I think I would do good, is that Deal or No Deal, the briefcase one with Howie Mandel.
Well, that's just chance.
Exactly. That's the thing. But it's all about the art of the deal, right? Because you got the banker that's like, hey, I'll buy your briefcase for X dollars. And you always see these dummies that don't play the percentages. They're like, no, I know I have the $1 million case and I'm going to keep going. I'm taking the deal. I'm leaving with a big wad of money.
I mean, I also used to think that I was smarter than a fifth grader, and then you watch that show more and more, and you're like, I don't know, man.
I think the best shot I had at being on that show was when I was a fifth grader.
I think I started smoking weed too early, damaged my brain. I think sometimes I have fifth grader brain, you know?
You couldn't have been the contestant or the student.
100%.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Is there a game show you think you could actually win, Sean?
I think I could win at The Price is Right. I spent many sick days as a kid studying and watching that show. I think I'd have it down.
Hear me out, though. I feel like The Price is Right might be one of the hardest game shows to win.
Yeah, man.
With the economy and the world that we live in right now, prices are fluctuating so crazy.
Dude, I'm half Scottish, so I'm pretty cheap, so I pay attention to the prices.
I just feel like how many times do you go to the grocery store and you're like, chicken nuggets are what now?
Yeah.
I know the prices, man. I pay attention to everything.
Okay, all right.
I just feel like that would also be the most devastating. One, for all the Prices Right that I watched as a kid, and two, that sound when you lose, the bump, bump, ba-dum.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
Just to hear that in your nightmares
It
forever.
would be devastating to actually hear that about yourself.
The amount of people on the text line that have the confidence to think that they could win at Wipeout
Not
is
a
hilarious.
Chance. Absolutely not. I would love to watch every single one of you bounce off the big balls.
Few people saying Fear Factor.
Fear Factor? Now, I will say, I, as a younger man, thought I would do well on Fear Factor, only because if anything actually went wrong, you're going to get so much more money from the lawsuit than you would from winning the game.
Yeah, I just don't want to cry on TV, you know? If they bring out snakes, I'm done, dude. We've got Ashley on the phone. Is there a game show that you actually think that you could win?
I'm pretty confident I would crush it on Family Feud. Like, I've been watching that for, forever. It's been my favorite game show since I was a kid, and, I do pretty well.
Now,
sitting in
hear
my
me
living
out.
room.
You're confident in yourself.
Yeah.
How confident are you in your family to succeed, though, is the real
Well,
question.
See, Brock, that's the thing. There is a Canadian version of this. I don't know if you know it. It's hosted by Jerry D. Very funny. But I've looked into that, and I love my family so much. And I hope nobody hears this, but I just don't know if I have enough of them that I would want to bring on with me. You know what I mean?
I cannot think of which 4 family members I would be like, all right, we've got this locked down.
Also, and it's sure, you could just bring somebody else and say they're your family, but then it's is that worse? Because if your family actually sees them, you're like, what the hell, man?
It's gonna be really tough at Thanksgiving to look at each other after just bombing on Family Feud.
Well, if if I win, I'm disappearing. So
This is the Brock and Delby podcast.
Apparently, after watching oysters and how they can like stick to underwater surfaces, a medical team in China started trying to recreate that like stickiness, I guess, so to speak. And they've developed what they're calling, the name's not much better. It's Bone 2.
So wait, yesterday we learned that oysters can feel your bone.
Yeah.
Now we're learning that they can heal your bone.
They can help fix your bone, yeah. So if you break a bone, so you get a fractured arm or a leg or something, this Bone 2 bone glue can be used in like medical treatment to basically fuse your bone back together so that it can heal by itself.
They can help you create bone glue, and they can make bone glue. What a full circle
bone
conversation
glue and bone
this
goo.
is. Yeah.
I was reading this, and they're like, this will be revolutionary.
So it basically sounds like it's Gorilla Glue for bones.
Essentially, that's what it is. I mean, the hard part, obviously, has always been like, your arm is also full of like blood and fluids and things like that where traditional glues wouldn't work. But this will work, so it would be like you don't have to get pins or plates or things inserted.
I wonder if you got a seafood allergy, if it would affect you at all.
Well, no, it doesn't come from the oysters. They developed it based on the oysters.
Okay.
It did make me think, though, is like, I have led a nerfy little life. I've never broken a bone before.
I've never broken a bone. I've dislocated my shoulder before.
Yeah, your shoulder's a mess.
But yeah, I've never actually broke anything. I've torn ligaments before in my foot. Yeah.
How'd you tear foot ligaments? You're not pumped about this story.
Warm-ups in lacrosse when I was like 14. Stepped onto the floor and rolled my ankle.
Damn.
Yeah.
If it makes you feel better, my gnarliest injury that I've ever had was I got a cut in the heel of my foot all the way to the tendon. Like it hit a tendon. I had to be in a walking boot for like 6 weeks because when I was in grade 4, I didn't put my shoes on properly.
What do you mean you didn't put your shoes on?
You know how especially when you're a kid,
like
you just stomp your foot in, you step the heel down.
What, the plastic part of the back of your shoe?
So my heel, my like actual foot was exposed out the back, and when I went out, somebody opened the school door, like it was a push out door, and my shoe wasn't there to stop it, so it went whoosh, and cut right into the back of my foot.
And you just got infected?
Well, no, it hit a tendon, so it had to be like stitched up, and but it didn't sever the tendon. So again, like my worst injury in my life was 1, because I put my shoes on wrong, and 2 was just a bad cut. Like I don't have any broken bones or tears or anything.
Yeah. That's like the least badass story I've ever heard.
That's just it. I have a scar on the heel of my foot, which nobody ever gets to see, so I don't even get to brag about it. And if I did, I have to tell people that, I was just bad at putting my shoes on when I was a kid.
Yeah,
The Brock and Delby podcast.
The Brock and Delby podcast.
Wyatt, you got a dumb injury story for us?
Well, I almost cut my finger off one night hitting a vape. I was young and stupid, and there's a little cotton piece in the top of a stealth pod, and I was cutting the tops off with a knife, and my finger was on top of it, and the knife slipped and went right through my finger, right down to the bone.
So, okay, traumatic experience. You still vaping?
Yep. Not using stealth pods anymore, though.
Yeah, there you go. Blame the pods.
They say vaping is dangerous for you.
Yeah.
You know what that reminds me of is the amount of people I've seen at parties trying to like shotgun a beer and they poke their finger in through the hole at the bottom and like cut themselves open.
Yeah, because like you can always tell who does this regularly. They'll have some sort of tool keychain or whatever. It's always the person who's already had too many beers and busts out a knife. It's like, let's shotgun some beers. You're like, you're going to the ER tonight.
Very relatable to Jordan, who said back in 2024, I decided I'd get on a skateboard again after at least a decade. Was just standing there, board went out from under me, got a minor fracture.
Didn't you hurt yourself not long ago seeing if you could still skateboard?
Yeah, I still got that bump in my wrist.
That's right, because you ate it.
Yeah.
That's right. That's why I don't mess with it, man. I tried skateboarding once when I was a kid. skateboard it into the back of a parked car and put it away forever.
Nostalgia is a dangerous drug. Don't think that you can do stuff that you used to do when you were younger. Honestly.
Yeah, it's in your brain. You're like, no, it's like riding a bike. It is not.
We've got Sean on the phone. Sean, you got a dumb injury story for us, buddy?
Yeah, so I had a dream that some guy was trying to steal a bowl of cheesy chicken dip out of my hands. and I kicked him in my dream, but I kicked out in the real world. My bed was right next to the wall, and I kicked the wall and I broke my toe.
That's such a nightmare situation.
Well, it's just ridiculous. Like I didn't even I kept my cheesy chicken dip. I guess that's the best part.
So you didn't even get to enjoy the cheesy chicken dip in your dream?
Didn't get a bite of it, no.
This is going to be one of the worst ways to ever wake up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
So him talking about his finger reminded me of what I did at work. So we had a new girl. She put a frozen bagel in the bagel slicer. And, of course, being frozen, it got stuck.
Right.
She went to go put her whole hand in to push it out. And at the time, I was one of the health and safety reps. So I stopped her and like, no, don't do that. And then instead of doing the smart thing to go grab something to push it out, with just my finger, I just push it through, and I sliced my finger open.
So hang on. You stopped her from doing it so that you could have the honor of doing it yourself.
He's like, hold up. I know what I'm doing here.
Yeah, the difference is she was going to put her whole hand where she would have sliced her palm open and everything like that. I just sliced my finger.
Right,
but,
yeah. It would have been dumb if she'd done it.
The best part was my manager was standing beside us, and you're like, you just told her not to do that.
Yeah, no, I'm your manager in this situation.
That is the most mansplaining injury I think I've ever heard in my entire life.
The best part was the way I called it. I was like, hey, I'm a lead by example of health and safety. I lead by what not to do.
Dude, you're the friggin' health and safety video.
The Brock and Dalby Podcast.
Okay, Blue Jays, let's play ball.
All right, we're going to do some more Blue Jays trivia here. We got Dank staying on hold because he said he didn't want to disappoint his dad if he got the trivia wrong.
I get that. I get the same feeling when you ask me the trivia questions and I get them wrong, and the way you look at me, I understand why Dank went on hold today.
But we do got Dan on the line here. Dan, how you doing this morning, buddy?
Not too bad, guys. How you doing?
Doing good. Would you consider yourself a Jays fan?
I am technically a Jays fan, yes.
You know what? When you use the word technically, it gives me a lot of hope that you're going to crush the trivia today.
All right. Well, 3 trivia questions. I've made them as easy as possible. Let's see if you can go 3 for 3. Are you ready?
I'm ready as I can be, yeah.
Okay. On Tuesday's home games at the Rogers Center, what would they sell for $1?
Hot dogs.
There we go. Okay. Before playing at the Sky Dome, where did the Jays play?
Oh. Before the Sky Dome. Oh, goodness. Shoot. Exhibition?
Exhibition. Okay. That's an answer.
And finally, what player wears number 11 on the Toronto Blue Jays?
Oh, I just saw this. Where the hell? Sorry. Number 11. Oh, yeah, that's, I can't spell his last, I can't pronounce his last name.
Just say his first name.
Bo Bichette. Bo Bichette.
Bo Bichette.
All right, let's see here. On Tuesdays, what do they sell for $1 at the Rogers Center? Hot dogs is correct.
Hot dogs.
Before playing at the Sky Dome, where did the Jays play? Exhibition Stadium is correct. And finally, who wears number 11? Bo Bichette, however you want to say it.
Bo Mitchell.
We found a Jays fan, guys.
Yeah.
Oh, God, that's ridiculous.
Congratulations.
If we had any kind of timer on your answers, you would have lost. But that's on us, not on you, brother. So you're our winner today.
Oh, my God. Thank you.
It sounds like you're on the bandwagon, but at least you've been looking on Facebook or something.
Oh, I've been a fan. I just don't study all the stats.
I don't care is what he meant to say.
Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah. If you do happen to win the big jackpot on Saturday, got some nickels and dimes for the fellas, or at least take us to the World Series when they make it there?
Oh, for sure. At least some quarters and loonies, too.
All right. Boba Jet jerseys for everyone.
This is the Brock and Dalby Podcast.
You should send a text 762-555. Send a text. We'll try to read it on the radio. You can ask us anything you want right now. A question, a comment, or a concern. Just text 762-555 right now.
Now the real question. Are we talking baseball? Are we talking softball?
I'm just saying Don Mattingly better cut those sideburns. All right, let's get her going. 762-555. First one in here says, boys, I'm starting a new job next week. What's an easy way to break the ice with the new crew?
It depends on how many people you work with. Bringing in some sort of food item, whether it's like a pizza or like snacks, donuts, that's probably the easiest way.
I'd say, honestly, you don't even need to do any of that. Just shut up. Just do your job. Don't act like a know-it-all. Don't act like you've been there before. Even if it's a job that you've done, don't intrude on other people's spaces.
I mean, you got to set the right tone that you're not there to like take over anybody's job. You can't be too quiet though, because then people start to just make up your backstory.
100%, but don't be that guy that's like, well, when I used to work here is what we used to.
It's like getting into a fresh relationship. Everything that used to be part of you doesn't matter anymore. No one here wants to hear about it.
It's helped you get to where you are.
That's right.
Yeah.
No one's looking for details on your past.
Next one here says, you have to eat a pizza with 3 toppings for the rest of your life. What 3 toppings do you choose?
I assume we're just... pizza's going to have cheese and sauce on it. Like, that's the default.
Standard stuff.
Yeah, okay. Pepperoni is always a good go-to. I would also say mushrooms, because that's going to mean a lot more people don't want to eat my pizza. And then bacon. Yeah, pepperoni, bacon, mushroom, classic pizza.
I'd probably go pepperoni, bacon, and diamonds, because then I can pick the diamonds off and I'll be rich.
Oh, sorry. I didn't realize this was one of those monkey's paws.
Or you get copper wire stuffed crust. Be loaded, dude. Nobody likes eating the crust anyways, you know?
I like crust. You're not going to the right pizza place if you don't like the crust.
Someone said it's spooky season. What's your favorite scary movie? I know you're not a big scary movie guy, but do you have a favorite?
You know what? Yeah, I love the Evil Dead movies.
Yes.
Even the first 2 where they actually tried to make a scary movie.
Sure.
It's kind of like a cheating answer, but you said it. I don't actually like movies where I get scared. So.
I mean, I could spend like 10 minutes talking about this. I'd say Hereditary is the best, biggest scary movie that was in theaters over the past 10 years. I've talked about this before. In a Violent Nature, if you're into gore, it was filmed in Northern Ontario too.
Yeah, you showed me some clips of that one. That one's gross.
It's all from the perspective of the killer. But most recently, if you haven't seen this Weapons movie that came out, it's the same guy who made Barbarian, same guy who was from the sketch group Whitest Kids You Know.
Yeah.
This Weapons movie is the first movie in a long time that actually gave me bad dreams after I saw it. Yeah.
Can I ask you a similar related question? What's the most overrated horror franchise? Like a popular one that they just keep pumping out movies and you're like, why do people watch this?
I mean, I don't like the Hellraiser ones. Those ones are just kind of dumb to me.
That's
but then
gonna
I
rile
also
some
like
people
the
up.
Saw franchise, so...
See, that's what I was waiting for, because I feel like, again, from the outside, that's the one most people would say is, Saw movies.
I'm a gore guy.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I like the gore porn stuff.
He's psycho.
Someone said, no, do the gas station pills work?
Okay, listen, the thing on the back of the package said they could last up to 7 days. I did not race home and put it in my mouth.
You had all that time yesterday and you didn't try it?
I had all that time by myself. I don't need pills for that.
Sounds like the perfect time to see. Final one here, actually very fitting. Someone said, if when getting aroused made a noise, what noise would be the biggest mood killer or mood enhancing noise?
Well, biggest mood killer would be a crying child.
True.
That's
true.
like a reminder of what might happen if you don't take care.
You know what would be the best noises every time you got aroused?
Go to party.
Want to be part of the podcast?
Leave a message on the Bad Line.
The Bad Line is the answering machine for the Brock and Dalby Show.
To get the number, text the word BAD to 762-555.
Thanks for listening to the Brock and Dalby podcast.